Hi, this is Chris Long with SSE Setup, and in this video we're just going to take a brief overview look at SSE Setup and how to work with it. So after you install, you'll be here in the Launchpad, which is your project manager. And you'll see there's already a project that's was installed. That's just a mess around with project. But we're going to start a new project here, which is what you will do when you create a new program project for your program. And we'll just call this, how about Cool Program 1.0. You're going to select your program's main file, which we'll do there, enter your company name, website, and start it with the defaults here. And now we're in our project editor, and we're going to basically, it's just a matter now of going through and selecting different settings for different pages here. Going back and forth down here, you can see that we can go back and forth between pages. At any time we can click this test button here, and our current settings, it will test our install with our current settings as they are. So here we are, this program info page. We'll go to the next page here, and on this prerequisites page you can see you can specify the Windows versions you want to install or want to require, hardware to require, non-admin, what settings for non-admins, whether they can install by themselves or need administrator credentials or not, and any software prerequisites that your software might require. You can install any of those. You can install, say, the .NET framework and allow the user to download and install that from within Setup and do things like that. You can, this next page here, you could change the visual look of the installer. You can see that. You can change that. You could select different graphics. I'm going to go ahead and just pick one down here. Whoops. Like, how about this one? And do other changes here as you might want. SSE Setup is a multilingual installer, supports some of the world's biggest languages, and it does that by default. And you can make changes there as you might want. This is the license agreement. It's just a boilerplate that's in there, but you would obviously want to change that probably for your program. And this is where you install files. You can install either single files or entire folderfuls of files at one time there. You can create shortcuts here. There's already two that are created there. You'll see a lot of these pages have bullet points that have like the most pertinent information of help that you might need for those pages. For more detailed help, you could press click this help button down here, or press F1, and on any page that you're on, and context-sensitive help for the page that you are on will appear for you. This next page here is the registry page to make registry changes that you might want to make. You can associate your program with different file types. You can modify security permissions on files and folders and so forth, and remove user group privileges. This is a group selection of additional features. This is the program to run at the end of install. You could have a README file shown at the end of install. You could have a web page open at the end of install or uninstall. Maybe a survey asking the user why they uninstalled your software. Things like that. You could have it not create system restore points, which are normally created. Different things you could do there. You could have run different programs during your install, run different programs during uninstall, delete additional files that you might need to delete, and make uninstall registry settings. You can have an internet updater to check for updates, where your software has a check for updates option where users can check for updates of your software, download and install, and just create a seamless experience for updating of your software. You can digitally sign your installer with a digital signature or files that you've specify, and then you create your install. You can create an exe, a zip archive, or a CD or DVD distribution. And I'm just going to go ahead and create this distribution here as executable distribution. And these are your final files that you would, the distributions are the final files you would be distributing to end users, to your users. And there's an installer there. I'm going to go ahead and run it. And here's our install here. I'm going to go ahead and you'll see that there's an installer, and there it is. So that is how that works. So I hope you've enjoyed this overview of SSE Setup and kind of how it operates. And if you want more information, please check out the website that's listed on the screen.